Hi everyone. So today, Mary and I have a very special giveaway for you guys. So stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm with the lovely Mary Catherine Gebhard. Hi, Mary.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good.
So to begin with, would you like to introduce yourself to readers who may not know you?
Yeah, okay. I don't have like anything prepared for this, so I'm just like, hi. Hi. I write feel like darkish, new adult. I have some young adult. I kind of feel like I'm all over the place. I feel like most of it's kind of just like angsty. That's kind of what you can expect. It's just like real angsty.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to begin with, I'd like to do a little icebreaker question. So my icebreaker question is kind of quirky and weird, but what is the worst haircut you've ever gotten, if you've ever gotten one?
The worst haircut I got, it was all my fault. I was like, I want to do a pixie cut because I was like, I'm gonna look like Audrey Hepburn and it's gonna be amazing. So I was like, I'll chop off all my hair. And then I looked in the mirror after it was done and I was like, I've made a huge mistake. This is the worst. And I haven't cut my hair since then. So that was the worst haircut I ever got.
Yeah,
My
I
fault.
kind of am along the same lines. When I was like really young, I was obsessed with bangs. So I got like little kid scissors, and this was like when I was 5, and I decided to cut bangs against my forehead, but they were so short, they were like right here, and they were so uneven.
I feel like that is so common for kids though. I actually was with a friend who did that when they were a kid. They took scissors and did that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I'm just like, I usually don't even touch my hair, but like that day, I was just like, I'm gonna be a troublemaker.
I mean, it looks easy. It looks like it could
Yeah,
be easy. No, it's not.
snip across and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hit me with the questions. Let's do this.
Right. So my first question is, why did you choose to be an author in the first place, if you chose it?
Well, I've always been writing. I actually have like a bunch of stories up in my attic from when I was a kid and just like was writing little short stories and stuff when I was reading like Nancy Drew, and I basically just like copied Nancy Drew when I was 7 and replaced the characters with like Nicole Kidman
Yeah.
and Brad Pitt for whatever reason. I thought that was a good idea. But when I was not a sophomore, I was in junior high.
Yeah.
It just kind of had like this epiphany moment. I was like, this is what I should be doing. Up until that moment, I kept, everyone always asks you what you want to be when you grow up. And I was like, I kept changing my mind. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to be a marine biologist. And then and my grandpa was like, girl, you can't be a marine biologist. Like you hate cutting into things and you hate bugs. It's like, thanks for destroying my dream, grandpa. Um, but then one year I was like, I'm going to be a firefighter after I watched like Ladder 49 with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I wanted to be a police officer when I was younger.
Right? Like you do all, like you have these dreams, but a lot of my reasons were just like, because I liked the story, like the dramatic story behind it, not like because I actually wanted to do that thing. I just like, this seems like a really fun thing to do. And then when I was in drama class, they had us write our character background for our character. And I was like, this is the funnest part. I'm going to do this. And so I wrote my first novel in high school. And the rest is history.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from because I wanted to like when in 6th grade, I wanted to write my whole series, kind of like Rick Riordan, I think is how you say his name. I got like the Greek goddess and the Greek goddesses, and I was just like, I'm gonna do it. I have never done it. Never. I have not picked it up since. I think I was like on page 30 before I was like, nope.
Yeah. I mean, the one that I wrote in high school, it's not good. We don't look back at that one.
No, kind of a memory.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, so now that you've got a couple books in your back pocket, has your life changed at all? Like, do you have a different daily routine? Do you kind of have a different mindset?
like, yeah, since, because I started doing this like right out of high school. And so it's definitely different from then to now.
Yeah.
Like I do this full time now. Back then I was still like working part-time, different jobs. I went back to college for a little bit, but I always just went back to writing. And now I do it full time and like wake up, write, and have the whole thing. So it's definitely changed.
So is your life kind of consumed of writing? Like, do you get up and you're like, I need to write, and then you go to bed?
Yeah, it's just always in my head. It's
Yeah.
like there's always characters talking in my head. Sometimes I'll dream a story and I'll like actually like write it while I'm dreaming, which is kind of weird. It's like it's not like I'm dreaming like a movie. It's like I'm like actually like writing it like as if I were writing, which is kind of a weird thing to do, I think.
That's kind of cool. I don't know why, but like I get some dreams and I'm like, that would be amazing if that like actually happened. Or like I get like a dream and like a scene kind of like, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I wake up and it's like, not really anything. So how would you describe your writing process? Do you have like a sort of word goal in mind at the end of like every day? Or do you kind of just write as you go?
It depends. For the most, like right now it's like 5,000 words a day because I'm trying to get it done pretty quickly. Generally 2 to 5,000 words a day is my word goal when I'm like writing. So I'll sit down.
Do you ever not reach your goal?
Yeah, that's why I try to hit it. That's why I try to keep it up high at 5,000. That way, if I have a bad day, the other days make up for it.
Yeah. Yeah. 5,000, if you think about it, is actually a lot.
Yeah, it is, but I didn't like start out at 5,000.
Yeah.
That's over, like I've been doing this for like almost a decade now, which is kind of crazy to think about. And that happened like over a decade of figuring out what works for me and what doesn't work for me and how do I hit this.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
like in the beginning it was impossible to hit that because I was always just so in my head and I was like, this is all garbage, this sucks.
Yeah. Will you celebrate your 10th anniversary of writing?
I probably should, right? I mean, that seems like something I should probably do.
That's a campaign.
Yeah, I should do that. I'm bad at celebrating things. I should do that. Like everyone always does their like publiversaries. Like this book came out like 5 years ago, and I don't know how they keep track of that. Like I don't even know when I always have to look up the date. I'm like, when was this actually released?
Yeah, I am also really bad with dates. In history class, they'd always make us like remember specific dates and times, and I'm like never do good on those.
Yeah, like I still don't like even like remember when my books were released. I always have to just like go to Amazon. I'm like, when was this actually released?
Yeah, I mean, you probably forget because you've got so much other different books and characters and writings in your head.
Yeah, and I'm just like you said, I'm just bad with I have a really bad memory. That's like, like I was really bad at like getting back to you. I was like, oh no, I forgot.
I was just worried half the time. My email is so messed up, so I'm like, did I actually send that email or did it just like go in my drafts? And I'm like,
that happens to me too.
Super bad.
Mm-hmm.
So do you ever use personal experience in your books?
Yeah, like a lot of the time, but it's not like verbatim. It's like I'll have something that happens and then I'll twist it. So, which I like to make clear because a lot of the stuff I write is pretty like dark or twisty or weird, and it's like something will happen with me and my husband. I'm like, that'll make like a good scene, and then I'll like switch it around, twist it, and say stuff. So
yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I feel like sometimes authors can take like direct inspiration from their personal events, and then other times authors are super creative and just like think of it at the top of their head.
Yeah, I've never been able to like, I don't think I've ever been able to like directly do it, but I definitely use my life 100%. Like I have a lot of chronic illnesses and I use like the experience of that and like the trauma with that to like influence how my characters feel, but I've never been able to write like straight up a book about like having a chronic illness. Like a lot of my characters will have those, but it's never really like the book about that. I've just never been able to do that. I don't know why. Like I want to, but I just have never been able to do that. It's just always like it's just always using that experience and then like kind of twisting it.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you ever use your childhood experiences or experiences that you had in high school?
Yeah, just like in the same vein. It's just like if you have like a little memory, it's just like I'll like maybe like use like a kernel of that memory and then like wrap it around in something else.
Yeah, I had a lot of drama in school sometimes, so I was like always like, I'm gonna write a book about this drama, and then I'm gonna be famous, and you all can just watch me.
That's the best.
That happened.
That's the best though. Like yeah.
Revenge at its finest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the good thing about being a writer, though. It's like if you don't like someone, just like I'm gonna turn you into character, I'll murder you,
Die.
or like assassinate your character and show everyone how lame you are.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be really fun to write like a murder mystery kind of book. Though I always am like super excited when like a really good murder mystery. Like I love Agatha Christie, and so I'm like, how does she do that?
The last time I read Agatha Christie was so long ago. I need to reread her. It was so long ago.
I haven't read her in a while, but I definitely watched some of the shows. Like, have you ever watched the Agatha Christie? No, wait, the Miss Marple on I think it was like BBC or something.
No. Well, now I'm like I'm gonna. Now it's on my list.
I'm like one of those people that are just like, he did it, she did it. I'm usually wrong, but I'm just like first off the bat.
The last big, I think, whodunit I watched was the movie Knives Out.
Yeah, did you like it?
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, did you?
Because usually I can figure it out in the beginning, and that one I couldn't figure out, so that was fun.
Oh, I like had a hunch that it was that person, but like halfway through the movie, they like kind of like discovered it a little bit, and I'm like, what? I'm like, is the movie over?
Yeah, that one was really good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Did you watch The Murder in the Orient Express?
No, I haven't seen that one.
I like it, but it's like not the best one I feel. But yeah. Anyway, off topic.
That's it.
Who would you say is your favorite character to write about and why?
This one is hard. I'm like I like every time I pick up the book, like every time I write a new book, that character is generally like my favorite in the moment.
Yeah.
So it's like I liked all of them. They were all my favorite in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So would you say like right now, Gray would be in your head?
Yeah, Gray and Story right now are my favorite to write about. There's and all of the characters in like their story, like West and Lottie, I'm having a really fun time with them because there's just so much to do with them. Like I love all of them.
I love all the drama, like the drama surrounding Gray and Story. Oh my gosh, I live for it.
Yeah. I like them because I feel like they like West and Lottie, I feel like I mean they're seen as villains, but I feel like they're not like the typical villain. I feel like they have a good like what am I trying to say? Like I was having this like I like writing villains that are not like I'm just evil because I'm evil. They have a story and they have a history, and maybe you could even commiserate with the villain and understand the villain and like the villain a little bit. Like that was what happened when I wrote Beast. I was writing Beast and it wasn't supposed to be a romance, but then I started falling in love with Beast and I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but I guess it's a romance now. So.
I feel like I'm corrupted because every time I'm like watching a movie or like I'm reading a book, I'm like, who's this person's love interest? Does he like even have a love interest? I'm like, give me it, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of characters, is there a specific character that you relate to the most?
I feel like the one that has probably been most like me was probably my first character that I wrote. She's like more like a dark, twisty version of me. But there is one that I've written that I haven't published yet. That's young adult, and that it's a boy, like a young boy, and our brain is just like the exact same. So that's gonna be fun when I release that one.
Teaser.
Yeah. But I do relate to all of my characters on some level. It's almost like I take some part of my brain that like needs getting worked through. It's like I always have like some kind of like psychological problem that I'm going through, and I'm like, I need to work this out. What's going on? And so I do relate to them all a little bit on that level. That's why I'm excited for Gemma and Grimm's book so much, because like there's like this piece of me that is in Gemma that I'm like really needing to work through, and I'm like, I cannot wait to get to Gemma's book.
Like I read the whole Crown Point series, and like in each book there's like a little tidbit of them, and I'm like, I cannot wait.
I can't wait either.
So do you have a favorite book you like to write, or like you wrote?
Like I've loved writing all of them, honestly. Like I really enjoyed Skater Boy because it was so different than what I've written, and it was kind of a challenge to not go super dark and to keep it lighter. Like it's obviously got the angst, but it stayed sweet. Like I was able to give it to my family because they don't like reading dark, and they were like, finally a book for us.
Yeah, I was telling my friends and family that I read dark romance, and they were all like, what? I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. So you had a new release book called Forbidden Fate that released in May, and you have a new one coming out in October, right? In honor of that, how would you describe Destroy Destiny in about like 3 to 5 words?
This one, I was like trying to think of this because I'm so bad at hyping up my own stuff. Like I feel like I need to like hype it up, and I'm just like, oh, no. Definitely heart-wrenching, like all the other series. Super romantic, but like epic love, that epic love, you know, the fate, the destiny that I love. I'm I'm using so many more words than 3.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited because I feel like it was kind of a cliffhanger, the other one, Forbidden.
Kind of.
Can't
kind
of. But like everyone that's watching this, you should go read it. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming. And for the viewers that are there, Mary Catherine Gebhard's books are all available except the ones that are coming out soon. So definitely go check those out. I love her Crown Point series as well as all her other books. And you can definitely pre-order Destroy Destiny now. It will be released in October. And if you follow her on Instagram, she's got some great surprises coming up in tidbits. So definitely check her out. And thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Hi, guys. So Mary and I have teamed up to do a surprise giveaway. So Mary, do you want to introduce it?
We're giving away a signed paperback of Beast. Yay!
Yay! So
I also have a lot of fun Destroy Destiny surprises coming like this month. I have like a really unique thing that we're gonna do. So I just wanted everyone to know that, like, I don't think anyone's gonna expect this for Destroy Destiny. Like, we've been working on it for a little while, and it's gonna be really fun. So I just wanted to say that.
Great. Hi, everyone. So while I was editing this video, I realized that I completely forgot to tell you how to enter the giveaway. So to enter the giveaway for one signed copy of Beast, please follow Mary on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and comment down below if you've read any of her books or not. I will be closing this out on Friday at 5 p.m. So get in those entries, and I'll post on my Instagram who's won. So good luck.